ever eat barbecue sauce anymore. Anyway,
Dude, let me tell you, you gotta stay away from that stuff. It's sticky. It gets all over it. Never mind.
we're talking about the same thing.
Hello, folks.
Hi guys.
How you guys doing this week? You guys have a good weekend? Do anything fun?
Had a fantastic weekend. It was
That's
lovely.
good.
It was amazing.
That's
Had a
good.
great weekend. There's a lot of things that have developed actually.
Oh, developed.
I don't want to take your cold open away, Joe. You said you had a great cold open. Is what
I
you
did.
said.
I did have a great cold open, but I kind of can't be like, oh yeah, man, I had a great weekend. And let me talk about it real quick. I was kind of hoping that one of you guys would take the lead and be like, hey, Joe, hey, you were in Iowa.
I had a great weekend. Let me talk about it real quick. Spent some time with aforementioned homegirl as always.
I was not
like,
mentioned while we were
randomly.
recording.
What's that?
Go ahead.
So off the cuff, saw that there are free tickets to the Roval Xfinity race. So it looks like we're doing a day trip to Concord. That was something that happened in like 2 hours. Matt, you have experience with this?
I do, yeah. My jet-setting lifestyle, yeah.
I showed the fellas this. I'm not going to move my camera because Lord knows every time I move my camera when we're recording, it no longer wants to focus on anything that has to do with my being. But I got an H-pattern shifter for the sim rig. It's going to be really fun. I'm gonna make a new plate for it because it's like a 7-gear plus reverse plate. For me, who drives mostly stock cars, too many.
Yeah.
I shifted into the imaginary 5th gear like 18 billion times testing it on the Roval just now. My dad helped me mount it like literally an hour and a half, 2 hours ago, and he was like, "I don't want to do it." He's probably listening to this right now. Actually, he's like, "I don't want to do it. That's good. It makes me anxious. I didn't do it as much as you. Like, he wants to get into it, but like he just hasn't done it in forever, and so like situations change and whatnot. But like he got in, sat in it, and he did more laps than I did. Like I could tell, and he was like getting the hang of it as he went. Like his first lap to his last lap, he was almost running like pretty decent, like maybe bottom split iRacing Roval laps, and he's like 7 laps into it. It was really cool. That was really fun. But I had a good weekend and I guess a good Monday, despite the little headache I got. But we'll power through it. I'm excited. I'm excited to get the show going.
Nice.
But first, Joe has a great story to tell us. He didn't even want to tell me this story.
I didn't want to tell these guys this story because I want them to hear it first so we can get genuine reactions. So I was in Iowa this past weekend. Went to see the Iowa Hawkeyes play the Michigan State Spartans because, well, originally we were supposed to go because my roommate friend is an MSU alum, so we were going to go out there. We have friends that live out there, so we were going to visit them, and okay, we'll go to the football game. He had something come up. Couldn't go. I'm still going, right? I planned this trip for a couple months. Haven't seen these friends in a couple months. We're going to go out to Iowa because everything's really cheap in Iowa, too. Believe it or not. It's crazy to think that middle of nowhere things would be cheap. Iowa's cooler, too, than you think it would be. It's not just cornfields, at least in Iowa City. Anyways, met up with one of our colleagues here at JTN, Austin Spencer. You can hear him on Maverick Night in America whenever he's not working at Fairway. That was a good smile, Davey. And so we went to the football game because Austin's a Hawkeyes fan and stuff because he's from Iowa, from Toronto, transported to Iowa because he'll get mad at me if I don't say that. But after the game, we went back into town because I really needed some food because you do a little too much drinky poo, your stomach hurts a little bit. So I needed to eat something. So we went to this burger bar, and friends, my friends that we were seeing, just got like small little appetizer stuff. I got a burger because I was hungry. Austin got a sundae. So he says, I want a sundae with chocolate ice cream and chocolate sauce. The waiter goes to the back like, let me go check on that. I don't know why you gotta check on that in the first place. Comes back, hey, we only have vanilla ice cream. To which Austin's reply is, well, as long as it has chocolate sauce, we're okay.
Okay.
I introduced this man to my friends. And then he orders a bowl of ice cream with the caveat being it has to have chocolate sauce, but it couldn't have whipped cream on it.
Did you show them the Austin food pyramid beforehand?
We ended up talking about it, how he's a picky eater and blah 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 blah.
The food pyramid is like you need to send it to your friends. I will find that after the show.
Yeah, I'll
pinned somewhere in the US or elsewhere.
It is. Yeah. It's a very lovely photo that explains it very well.
We ended up talking about it, I think, on the car ride back to drop him off, but he talked about how he doesn't eat anything, which I thought I was a picky eater because I am, but wow,
it's not. It's not even that Austin's necessarily. I mean, he is picky,
right.
But it's more that like he has a routine for eating things that he does not stray from.
Yeah,
like he has the same thing for breakfast every day of his life.
Yeah,
Eggo pancakes with peanut butter and syrup, and he cuts them in half before he eats them. He has that every single day.
That's crazy.
And Matt, we have many food arguments in the USRL Discord. My most favorite one being the most recent one, where Austin said that vegetables were all mid, and your photo reply to him of the child crying at the computer screen was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. I really like Weaver and I were in voice together, and we were cracking the fuck up. I mean, we were losing it.
So
it was so good.
The other thing that happened while we were sitting there is the Colby smoothie story came up. Because he brought that up because he said he doesn't like fruit, and then he's like, "Oh my god, I gotta tell him this story about Colby."
And I don't know if I've heard that story.
Oh wow,
Davey, were you there for it?
I wasn't there.
Okay, so I can tell. Do you want to tell it? Do you want me to tell it?
You go ahead. You got it.
Because this is kind of like what it was like to be Joe, on a Saturday night in Iowa City. So we're sitting there and we're talking. And he's like, "Yeah, I don't like fruit and stuff," and we were sitting talking about that. And Colby goes, "Well, why don't you just have a smoothie? Because then it won't taste as much like fruit." Colby,
no,
what goes
not as much like fruit. He said fruit. It doesn't taste like fruit.
To which what the response was, what? And just laughter, I'm assuming.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know.
It very quickly became, what goes in the smoothie, Colby? Fruit. What does a smoothie taste like then? I don't know. It tastes like smoothie. Dude, I swear on my life. Just stop. Oh my god.
Austin, I love you. This is how I'm going to preface this. I'm a bit of a picky eater.
Let's not rag on him too much here.
Yeah, right? I'm not trying to rag on him. This is more just funny. I'm a bit of a picky eater as well, not to the same level that Austin is. I'm more of like a texture sensitive person.
Yeah, same.
But the thing that cracked me up about Austin was when he was trying to tell me about sushi when he has never had sushi in his life. And he was like, "Well, it's cold." I'm like, "It's not. I've had sushi. I can you can order baked rolls. That's a thing." And he's like, "No, but most of it's cold. Like all of my friends have told me that." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm one of your friends and I'm telling you that you're wrong." Like, you're telling me that something I have an experience with is not what I think it is.
That's my favorite thing about Austin, is because all of his opinions about the world and things around him all come from like hyper specific, super like experiences, super specific experience that only he has experienced, and that's just how he views the world. Like there's no conceptual reading. It's just he heard this, that's the thing forever. Like I just love it. I adore Austin. He's just such a funny human being. I love him so much.
I just want him to know, and I haven't had a chance to talk with him, that we were talking about him eating the ice cream all the way on in the 3-hour drive back to Chicago. That came up multiple times. How we went to the bar and he ordered ice cream, and the line of it has to have chocolate sauce. Just like,
oh my gosh.
I can hear that in his voice too.
Exactly.
As long as it has chocolate sauce, we're good. Like I guarantee he gave a thumbs up. Yep.
That's exactly what he said.
Did he give a thumbs up too?
He did.
Yeah. No, I know.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. But Austin was awesome. It's cool to so I've only met him and Tommy. out of like the USORL group. I've also met old friends of the of Fast, still friends, but I met Austie and Corbin at MIS before too,
nice.
back in the day. So, yeah. Davey's mad. He's like, Joe, just come to Jacksonville. And I'm like, Davey, just come to Michigan. And then he's going to be like, well, you said all we can do there is hike and go to the parks.
Me and Lauren joke about that often, by the way.
That's fine. You know what?
Joe, come to Jacksonville. You can walk.
You can walk on the beach.
Speaking of, while we're still kind of in the cold open, before we transition to hot laps here,
Yeah.
So fun announcement. We have a team of drivers put together for the 6 hours of Jacksonville for charity to end Alzheimer's with the endurance karting group.
Yeah.
It's really cool. Really glad people have committed. Tommy has his plane tickets. Cal Laval. He's driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's driving to the Carolinas, and then he's driving with Jeg or Alex, friend of the show,
Souffle.
I guess, and Garrett Sidnor, who is a race winner as of this weekend.
Yeah.
With the 34 truck.
Yep.
At Talladega. He was on the pit box. That's really freaking cool. But they're all going to come down. Tommy, like I said, is coming because he's got a plane ticket. My friend Liam, who has also listened to the show a few times, friend of the show. They're all coming to drive. Weaver's going to come down. Austin's going to try and come down. Joey's going to try and come. So we got a good little group. If you are a friend of the show, that is happening. And I'm looking at Joe.
I don't know why you're looking at me.
Because
I don't think that
you get to meet
in the
a lot of your
cards.
friends.
I don't think that trip's in the cards, Davey. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
It's a what? It's a Friday?
It's a Saturday.
Ooh, it's a Saturday. Interesting. What day is it?
Something.
December 2nd is the race day.
Oh, yeah, see, that won't work.
Why won't it work?
I can't jinx it. So,
Okay.
it has something to do with, Babar.
Mm-hmm.
So, sorry.
Yeah. I'm used to this sort of answer, so it doesn't hurt me as much anymore.
Oh my god.
Man, if I could afford to take 2 weeks off, it would be cool to do, because the week before that is BMX Grands in Tulsa. It would just be like, do that,
Ooh.
and then just go to Jacksonville the next week, but I don't think I can afford to take 2 weeks off in a row.
But that would be such a dope trip, though.
Yeah.
Damn. That's fun. It's
Do you
okay.
think Weaver will film content and send it to me, and then I'll edit it?
You know how to be sure you get content?
Okay, Davey, listen.
Film it yourself.
Davey, you want to know what the crazy part is? I
What?
have asked people that work for JTN multiple times to film me content. And then they just never do. They're like, oh man, I forgot, or oh man, it was inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
I feel called out.
Yeah, you both should.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, it's not that hard. Did it this past weekend. Not that
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Took a minute. 1 minute.
Yeah.
That's all it took.
Uh-huh.
One take. One shot.
Right.
Everybody knows the rules.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. I'm sick. Okay, so
Hey, Joe, you want to come to Jacksonville December 2nd for a one day?
not really.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Hot laps.
This is Fake Racers Podcast. Make sure if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe. You guys killed it last week. We got 25 viewers on YouTube. That's like a good number. Oofsides also killed it this past week, so good job over there,
Woo.
Matt and team.
Thank you.
But as Davey said, it is time for hot laps. So guys, I mean, Ryan Blaney won. He's in the round of 8.
He was turning some hot laps.
So with Blaney winning, Harvick got DQ'd. We can talk about that because Roddy Childers had a pretty good explanation for why they got DQ'd, which I think is probably pretty accurate. But I don't know. Thoughts on Blaney winning and punching his ticket to the next round?
It's a big deal. This is a big round to win in. I think I don't want to jump the gun here. I think there's some people who have been commenting that need to pump the brakes about how like oh, now he's in a great position to go on to trying to win the championship. Like, I think there's still some work to be done. That team still does need to find a little bit of pace to be on par with who I think are the favorites. But in terms of increasing their odds, winning this race, not having to worry about the roval, and focusing on trying to get a good performance early in the next round so they can worry about the finale if they think they can make it there, they are in a great position to do so. Obviously, same with William Byron. So, a super important win. Winning a race in this round, I think, is one of the most important things you can do to set yourself up for a decent run at the championship.
Especially, too, with how much we've talked about, like, we've been waiting for that, like, I guess, breakout season for Blaney. Like, it almost feels like making the Final Four is make or break for them this year. Like, even if they haven't performed at that level, you look at how many times it seems every year they get to the round of 8 and then they don't get over that hump. And
I think it's hard to say make or break just because of Ford this year, right? Like, Ford obviously is not anywhere close. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah, not like Brian Blaney needs to make the Final Four, he's getting fired. I'm not saying that at all.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
The Kyle Petty comments came up again. Kyle Petty had to defend his statement from earlier this year. We had a great video about it, or a great snippet on our show earlier this year about it. It's not a terrible thing to be compared to Casey Kane. Just remember that. But when we talk about potential, it still feels like this 12 team, they have a lot of potential and they just still can't maximize it or realize it. I don't know why that is. You know what I mean? I don't know why that is.
Yeah.
I doubt it's anything to do with the driver. I doubt it's anything to do with the team. Crew chief. It has to be something, right? But it doesn't. There isn't like a glaring reason why, because it's always something different, which I think is the frustrating part.
I was gonna say it definitely, I don't think you can single out an aspect of that race team and really call it its Achilles heel.
Yeah,
there's a lot of things that Ryan Blaney misses the mark sometimes. Sometimes the crew chief calls bad. Sometimes there's mistakes on pit road. Exactly. I mean, really, it's a mixed bag of a team that I don't want to say they're not good, but they all are not perfect. They all are none of the aspects of that race team are on the level of an 11 team, a 24 team, 5 team that consistently are up front and also consistently deliver on the results that on the performances that they put in during the race.
Yeah.
And the 12 team, there's always one thing out of the 3 things that fall, always. It's really routine. You got to wonder what they could do if they figure that out here at the end of the season, if there's some momentum, maybe.
It's like they don't complement each other well, almost. For all the drivers that you were listing, they all have a flaw either with them or with the team that another part of the team kind of covers for.
Yeah.
And it for whatever reason, Ryan Blaney's team doesn't seem to have. It's really funny that we're having this discussion after they won, but yeah, it's hard to kind of go from this win, which is, it's Talladega. Ryan Blaney's a great plate racer, but I don't know how much momentum it's going to carry for them,
Well, I mean, I think it's important to have because he's one of 2 drivers that doesn't have to worry about this weekend, right? And
yeah,
this is kind of okay now. Like Davey was saying, you don't have to worry about the roval. Go finish 35th. Who cares?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hell, just start the race and park it. So
that goes against the 100% rule.
Oh no, the car broke. Oh no, the steering box is bad. Oh man.
Why'd you guys park it? I just wasn't feeling it today.
He was feeling sick.
Bored.
Yeah, he was bored.
It's Chase Elliott's reason.
I mean, yeah. Harvick got DQ'd. I don't know, people were making something of that, maybe. I don't know. Hey, the turbulence is really crazy with these cars. It's crazy.
Yeah, I but for what it's worth, I believe what Rodney Childner said. Childers said.
Yeah.
Childers. I believe what he said on Twitter. That makes sense. And for him to be like, yeah, hey, listen, we've done some shady stuff in the past, but this wasn't us.
This was
like,
safety related. We're not gonna.
Yeah.
We're not gonna endanger our driver knowingly.
Yeah. No, that made sense what he said.
I was saying it in the USRL server after, and I was like talking about how Harvick and Alex Bowman were having a competition to see who could throw that win away more, and then
they both did.
After that, it's like, man, I'm kind of glad Harvick did that because that would really stink to win in your final season. And then NASCAR's like, nah.
I have a feeling if he would have won that race,
might have turned a blind eye to it.
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah.
I think at the very least they have a conversation first, like, hey, explain this.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that is like that. People are gonna probably feel like that's odd, if they hear that. But like that is no different than any tech inspection shed in the entire country when it comes to racing. If you most of the time, the main tech guy will come in like, hey,
what are you doing?
What the hell is that?
Yeah.
And if you can come up with a reasonable explanation, especially for something like that I would, like you said, is a safety thing, usually you can kind of like, you can not get away with it because they're not getting away with anything. You can explain why something broke or why something shouldn't be looked at in such a way.
Yeah, maybe it'd be a monetary fine at that point instead of a points penalty. Yeah.
Or a DQ.
But if you're in second, it's like,
you're
second. Who cares, man? Like,
yep. I agree.
Is what it is.
Yeah, the race itself is really good though. So,
very, very good race.
Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Lots of
everyone who made fun of next gen super speedway racing is in the mud right now.
Well, look how good Daytona was.
Dude,
Daytona was very good.
There is nothing I hate more than when the Twitter kids start going off and be like, look at when they were running 3 wide here. Why are they not running 3 wide today? I don't know, because maybe everybody doesn't want to run 3 wide for 170 laps when it doesn't matter.
That's a crazy thought.
I love that. I love how little responsibility is put on the drivers for the racing. Like everyone, it's always the package. It's always the car. It's always this, that, the other thing. And it's never, drivers just don't want to wreck on lap 6. You know what I mean?
Or it's like, a race like Darlington 2 years ago, I think, where Truex just absolutely smoked the field and everybody's like, it's the package. I'm like, no, sometimes the team just hits the setup.
Nah, Cole Burns just kind of like a wizard, man.
like sometimes some guys just roll off with something that nobody else has. That just happens.
Yeah.
That's
a great race to the line as well. Speaking to what you said about Kevin Harvick throwing that race away, I was astounded at the apparent lack of like attempts to try and win that race from Kevin Harvick. That whole time, like he did and again, these are aggressive moves. I don't expect every driver. I'm sure that there were reasons why these weren't made. I'm sure of it. It's Kevin Harvick, but didn't once try to pull down and side draft off of Ryan Blaney when the move was made to the inside. I get not making a late block, but it's not like Ryan Blaney made that move out of nowhere. The momentum was coming and the inside was open, and Harvick did not move at all. Didn't even feint.
Like how far up the track he moved to try to pick up Blaney, and just left it wide open. It was like, come on, man.
It was really weird. And of course he made the correct move once the block was made, where he stayed in line to get pushed. That was right. But the fact that he didn't even feint to the inside a little bit just to kind of put off the move a little bit was really surprising. And then like I said, all the way through 3 and 4 down the front stretch, he didn't really start side drafting. I remember trying to get up alongside him really close until they got to the line and they were kind of almost touching. I was really surprised. I don't really know what the reasoning for that is. I'm sure there is some, but it seemed like Kevin Harvick's just I'm just going to hold it flat, and if we win, that's cool, dude. That's cool if we do. If we don't.
Probably was thinking that, honestly. It's Kevin Harvick. He's rocking chair mode at this point.
He's checked out.
100%.
But I was just really surprised. It was like there was no fight.
Did y'all see Austin Dillon's comments after the Hocevar Keselowski wreck? Talking about how Hocevar could. I did. Yeah. It was really weird.
Well, it's Austin Dillon.
Don't know why Brad's pushing him because the 42 couldn't hold the line all day. It was right after Carson Hocevar was like, I just really wasn't a good leader. I was a better pusher. like taking responsibility for the wreck, and then Austin Dillon. Then they go to Austin Dillon, and he's just like ragging on the guy.
I mean, yeah. I'm not really too surprised.
Look in the mirror, bud.
Yeah,
weirdo.
I think that's just, it's been an extremely rough year, and he's just pissed off and wants something to be mad at.
Well, and he's done this like 2 or 3 times this year too.
Yeah.
Like what
Getting
was the
cranky.
other race? Was it Daytona?
Gateway.
Oh,
I think
it was Gateway.
Gateway and Daytona.
Yeah.
Because I remember Daytona, he like blamed the wreck on someone that wasn't even. He blamed the wreck on Brad, and Brad wasn't even there, or something like that. It was something stupid. And then Gateway there. Wait, was that Gateway?
Cedric.
Pocono. It was when him and Reddit got together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to remember.
I don't know. He just does it so much this season. I told him.
Well, Gateway was the one where he said Cedric intentionally wrecked him.
Yeah, because it was the week after Charlotte. And,
yeah. So, he did it to me too.
Up. Yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Brett Moffitt won the truck race. You mentioned that. Friend of the show, Garrett, on the box. First win.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
Happy for... I'm not a huge Brett Moffitt fan, but happy for Garrett.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cool.
Supposedly this will help Moffitt's chances at landing a ride. AM Racing has an announcement Thursday. It sounds like might not involve Brett Moffitt on their team next year. So.
Yeah.
Another fun thing happened after that truck race. Speaking, Matt
Crafton beating up kids. More at 9.
Well, okay. Let's reel that back a little bit because Nick Sanchez is an adult. So
Matt Crafton beating up 22-year-olds.
Yeah.
More at 9.
Beating up a young adult.
So
yeah, go ahead.
A TLDR of it for the listeners. Nick Sanchez had a bit of if gap car moment. It was also a little bit of Matt Crafton not holding his line. It was, like the incredibly stoppable force meeting a moving object, and it resulted in a big ass crash. And Matt Crafton apparently stewed about it for like 40 laps because post race, he may or may not have sucker punched Nick Sanchez. There's conflicting reports. I don't know. Corey Roper, unfortunately, like the only other person who was there at the moment of the incident, didn't really see how it started. But Nick Sanchez is alleging that Matt Crafton tapped him on the shoulder and then punched him in the face. And I don't know, like his face was all bloody and Matt Crafton doesn't have a scratch on him. And Nick Sanchez was livid afterwards and literally had to be drug kicking and screaming by Corey Roper out of the pile. And Matt Crafton is saying that he tried to talk to Nick Sanchez and Nick said something bad about him. And so he punched him in the face, but then also said he had it coming because of the incident. So it's like, did you punch him for the on-track incident or not, Matt? Make up your mind. And then Matt didn't help his case by making an Instagram story with the famous pro lynch mob song over the top of it. So it's like, make up your mind, Matt. What are you doing? So on one hand, it's like, I am on record on this show for being in favor of a drop your gloves type rule, but
you don't sucker punch people.
Yeah, blindsiding somebody is not dropping your gloves. That's whacking somebody with your stick while they're trying to skate away from you. So, and Nick Sanchez did not drop his gloves in that situation.
Yeah, that was weird.
It was a really weird whole exchange. For what it's worth, all of the eyewitness reports have aligned more closely with Nick Sanchez's version of the events, which doesn't bode well for Matt Crafton.
Well,
I think NASCAR said they were doing an investigation as well.
Do you think Crafton was like, hey Nick, hey, and then Sanchez says something like, I'm not talking to you, and he's like, hey, listen here, buddy, and turns around, just socks him in the face. Because when you say, he was talking, he was being...
You made it sound...
yeah, I did.
Joe, you made it sound like an episode of Drake and Josh.
Yeah. Exactly. When did life have to be so simple?
Hey, buddy!
Hey, dude!
Hey, pal!
Put him up, pal!
Hey, man, calm down!
Because when someone says, oh, man, yeah, he instigated me. He made me get angry. You're a grown-ass man with a family.
He's 40-something years old.
And that's why I say kid, Matt. It's you can't... That's the equivalent of the guy that was behind me at a stop sign tonight, honking his horn at me and flipping me off as he's turning because I wouldn't turn in front of oncoming traffic.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not saying Matt Crafton is not at all in the wrong. It just annoys the hell out of me that everybody's like, again, if Matt Crafton sucker punched him, he should be parked for the rest of the year. I don't think that's an exaggeration. Like,
I agree.
That's
Yeah.
some butt ass shit, if you ask me. But I really dislike. I dislike the stance that people are taking, that it's like, oh, he just assaulted somebody half his age, he's big and tough. And I'm like, Nick Sanchez is a grown adult. If he's a grown enough adult to drive a full-size race car, then he's grown enough to face the consequences of what he does. Whether or not Matt Crafton did what he should have done, like, let's not absolve somebody 100% of any sort of blame because of his age,
Fair enough.
Yeah. That's more my stance of it. So, and like, it doesn't help too that like both of these guys have a history of being a complete punk ass as well. So that's the thing that makes it all extremely like fuzzy. So, and hard to find like what really happened. So,
no, I agree with all that. That's a succinct way to put it.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't want to spend any more time on this because Matt Crafton.
Do you think that's why Ryan Blaney said the line about you don't beat a racehorse when it wins? Gilliman said that. Like,
that is.
I did like that quote.
Like, Joe.
What? I needed to work it in so I could put it in the title. So I can have Matt. So we can have like we can be bonking Matt Crafton over the head with a baseball bat, with the dog, that thing.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you, the thumbnail, William Byron just being looming in the sky last week. Apparently, that's a better thumbnail than, I don't know, whatever else I've been doing. Okay.
Maybe it was a good.
Matt Crafton was just looking to beat up one of these kids all year. Okay, I don't care.
I think this is just 20 years of frustration.
20 years of trying, and Matt Crafton has finally hit somebody.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
What?
Is Ryan Blaney the best super speedway driver in the sport right now?
No.
Okay, well, I gave you your title just now. There you go.
That's an awful title.
If you weren't a Brad Keselowski fan, you would agree that it's a good title.
It's too long. Is Ryan Blaney the best super speedway driver in, or what did you say, right now?
Just
9 words?
Just cut it off at driver.
Is Ryan Blaney the best super speedway driver? 7 words?
Is Ryan Blaney? And that's it.
Davey's mad. KBM sale, we talked about it last week from the shop. Hammer, wrench.
Oh god, I don't have sound or voice mod open. Oh,
yeah,
geez.
Of course not. Yeah, don't put any effort into the show that I do, but I'll put all the effort into your show. Okay.
So, voice mod.
Or if you're me, you apparently don't put any effort into anything.
Oh, Davey. That's called guilt tripping, folks, and it's working.
Hey, Joe, do you want to retweet the podcast post from last week with the JTN account at some point?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was on vacation.
All week?
When did you post it?
Probably Wednesday.
Yeah, I was on vacation.
I'm glad we're having this company meeting on air. This is
Why did your voice change?
Wait, yeah, it did. Wait, what? How?
Did it?
Yeah.
A little bit.
I opened voice mod. Maybe that's why.
Oh my god.
Definitely is.
Wow. I don't even know
if it's...
better?
Shut up.
Wait, is that better now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Voice changer was turned on, but I don't think there's any effects turned on.
Okay.
Anyway, here's in the shop.
Also, I really want a podcast intro where "Welcome to the Fake Racers podcast." It's those words, but with the radio effect you just had. That's really good.
We can do that. Make it happen.
Welcome to the Fake Racers podcast on JTN2.
Why are you saying it like a news anchor at Mount Fuji?
Can we do an episode that?
Why are you saying it like your Dateline 1956?
That. You know what? I need that.
Like an old timey radio announcer.
I need that, and I'm gonna do a broadcast with that.
Do it.
Can you make it like black and white and grainy?
Yep. I can. I can.
And like, can you like tape delay it, but then like replay the broadcast at like 2 times speed? And so like every wreck's really fast, and like, yeah, I don't know. BSR somebody is flipped down the banking.
I just want to point out the only voice effects that I have pinned are that one and then the T-Pain one. So
Oh god.
All right. KVM sales official. Kyle Busch is going to be an advisor at Spire.
Half the sport's gonna work for Spire at this point.
we're gonna work for Spire eventually.
I
Dude.
wish. Sign me up.
Yeah.
They're building over
They
there.
they wouldn't hire me. I don't do anything.
That's right. Yeah, who would even give you a letter of rec?
Nobody.
Exactly,
Don't
because you
do
don't do anything.
They'd be like get a letter of recommendation. I'd be like, okay, and I'd never do it.
You don't do anything.
I'd never ask for it.
We talked about it last week. I just wanted to note it here because really the big story is, hey, related to Spire, Andretti go to F1.
Well,
Maybe.
we'll see.
Matt,
We'll see.
you guys can talk
approved.
more. You guys can. I don't know how any of that works, but they
They
got
got
approved
approved.
for like some BOS or EOS or POS or I don't know.
It's the FIA. There's probably some absolute nonsense that is happening right now. Excuse me.
Yeah, pardon you.
So it needs to it needs to reach a commercial agreement with FOM to get its entry. So, because I know a big part of it is FOM or Formula One management has, I think that's what it stands for. They have a deal with their TV partners that the top 10 in the constructor standings get like a share of the TV money. That was like a big deal. If you remember 2016 when Manor scored a 10th place at Austria and it was like, oh my God, we're getting in the top 10. And then Felipe Nasr scored a 9th for Sauber and leapfrogged them in the second to last race. And that literally killed Manor. So I'm assuming it has to deal with that. If I would imagine that a big part of the negotiation is Andretti's going to push for everybody should get TV money. If that's what this is about. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It'll be fun to see it develop. It's really cool, hopefully, to see the Andretti name back in Formula One.
definitely not going to be on the grid for next year.
Nope.
But 2025 probably. So.
Hopefully. That'd be really cool. Another thing also with the Spire deal, Kyle Busch is going to run 5 truck races for Spire next year.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be cool. Kyle Busch back in the truck series. We love to see it.
You think they're going to keep the 51
Who knows? Could be.
on the 7 and 51? Hey, Chase Purdy, though, you might have a job. Who knows?
More news from the shop. Harrison Burton's returning next year to the 21.
He is.
We kind of all predicted that, so I don't really think we need to go further into it. But if you really need to hear about it, we've talked about it in many past podcasts. Joe's pointing at himself. I don't know why.
My hat has the Iowa logo because, like, the University of Iowa, because the Cup Series is going to
Oh yeah,
Iowa next year.
Yeah, that too. We'll get to that. Ryan Preece also confirmed for the 41 next year again as well.
awesome.
We still don't know what Eric Almirola is doing.
He's retiring.
He
Cole Custer.
No one
did
knows.
he say he was going to retire
don't
like
know.
2 years ago?
He said he was
And
going to
he's
retire
just-
after last year.
He's on his Mark Martin arc now.
He still doesn't know. He doesn't
mean,
have a decision.
It's
He
fitting,
literally said he
'cause
still
remember
doesn't have a decision.
He shared the 8 car with Mark Martin, so it's kind of fitting.
Oh, it's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but there's no decision yet. Who knows what the hell he's going to do. But then,
Undecided.
yeah, Iowa Speedway
Thanks, Montreal.
on the Cup schedule. It makes me sad that we're not getting in Montreal, but I am happy to see Iowa.
The
I would love to
worst-
see both.
You know what the worst part is? We're going to go to Iowa once. It's going to be a great crowd. You know, they're going to probably bring in temporary grandstands, I would assume.
Yeah.
And then we're not going to go back. And that's really sad.
I don't know if I agree with that.
You know, where are you taking a date from?
Montreal.
Okay, Montreal was taking an auto club, so where are you taking a date from?
What's going on with Auto Club?
They're building it.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's good.
Could you imagine if they don't end up building that?
What I mean, no one's heard anything about Auto Club.
They're
Auto
building
Club,
it.
as far as I know,
They've been
is
totally
just in limbo.
We've been totally building it for the last 3 years, you guys. It's going to happen
We raced there this year. but we're-
any day now.
Exactly. Thank you, Matt. You know, I would love to see it. I really would, but I'm not confident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure. Fair enough.
I'm not confident. And Iowa, you know, it does kind of look like it's going to be a Sunday day race, which I think is going to hurt the racing.
Yep. It's going to be hot
but-
if it's in July. or June.
Exactly. It'd be really nice to have it as a night race. I know that's maybe they will make it a Sunday night race. I know that they're looking at doing other things. I know the tracks aren't going to change that much, but they said they are looking at doing different things with the schedule. It'd be cool to have maybe
Daytona
a Sunday night race
in September. You heard it here first, folks.
But anyway, back to Iowa. Like I was talking about.
Sorry.
I do think Iowa will still be decent. I know, like I said, it's going to hurt the racing if it's in daytime. But the next gen is really good at tracks with multiple grooves, which Iowa has, and
Right.
Iowa has a lot of bumps.
Right.
I think that will help the racing. I think it'll, we managed to squeak out a good race at Bristol, which we thought was impossible with this car. Hopefully, if there's package changes, it'll be a great race at Iowa.
Yes, need a better tire, but go on.
I also heard somewhere that there's a chance that Darlington is the regular season finale.
Yep.
Which would be really cool.
I assume
will
that
say
the season, because it sounds like there aren't going to be any double headers. I'm sorry to cut you off, but because the Olympics are next year.
Yep.
So there's going to be a 2-week break at the end of July for the Olympics because NBC does all the Olympic stuff. So I have a feeling we're losing the June bye week or off week that we have for a race. And then we're also going to lose, or then we're going to add 1 week on to the end of the year. Mm-hmm. That is my assumption.
Yeah.
So if you work with those dates, Darlington right now is first race of the playoffs. It moves to the last race of the regular season. I think that's good. Mm-hmm. Again, saw someone floating around that, it's easy to edit websites nowadays, but someone was like, oh no, they accidentally leaked that Daytona is on September 28th. It'd be crazy to put Daytona up against the NFL, by the way. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
2 super speedways in the playoffs too sucks.
That does suck. I really hope that doesn't happen. There is a small part of me though that was sort of getting used to Daytona as a playoff race, just because the only thing that saved it was, not a playoff race, as the regular season finale. Excuse me.
Yeah. It is a playoff
the only thing
race,
that saved it. Yeah.
In terms of last game of the season, a lot of times for some teams, playoff. Yeah.
I know what you mean. The thing that saved it was starting and ending the regular season at Daytona. It did at least make sense, and I did like the finality of it being at Daytona. It made, like I said, it just made sense in my brain. It clicked. I know from a fairness perspective, it's way better to have at Darlington. And it's going to be an awesome race because of it. So I'm excited to see. I think Wednesday this week they said they would be getting the schedule out.
That is what the almighty Bob is saying.
So Wednesday, October 4th.
Yep. So day after this comes out.
Prospective date.
Because Iowa has a announcement at the state capitol tomorrow for a major sport event. It's believed that's for NASCAR going to Iowa once again.
Cool.
So
cool. Bringing Xfinity with them, by the way.
Yep.
Love it.
And probably ARCA. ARCA will probably be there for Friday night because ARCA's been going there the last couple of years anyways.
Cool.
There was one other thing announced today too. Erebus Motorsports, the V8 Supercars team, announced that they're going to try to move to the US with a partnership with RCR.
They used a car with the 99 on it.
Yeah, which I thought, okay, so like they run on, Brody Kostecki runs 99, but I also think it's kind of like a cheeky shot at Trackhouse and Shane Van Gisbergen to put out a render with Van Gisbergen's teammate's number on it. So, I've only found one article. It seems like it's from a pretty legit website, but we'll see. So
makes sense.
Legit. So.
Also, speaking of like team, this isn't as nearly as cool as that. Speaking of teams from other series making an entrance into NASCAR, I believe it's the Trans Am team, but Peterson Racing Group. They're entering an Xfinity card this weekend for Andy Lally. They're a TA2 team. Or they do sports car, Trans Am stuff right now. That's cool. I like that. I like that crossover. That makes sense. I need more of that.
There was one other team that announced that they were going to enter with a pretty sketchy looking... Oh, Devin Jones announced that with the team CHK Racing, they were going to enter the Xfinity Charlotte Roval.
Yeah, CHK Racing. That's my favorite team.
Listed as Clayton Harmon Keller Racing.
Mike Harmon's team.
Yeah. So what I think it is Mike Harmon is loaning his number out to somebody who bought a car or bought a ride with Mike Harmon or something. Their render is a 2016 Camry though, which is funny.
Well,
so yeah.
I will never understand why and how we get away. What like team is like? There's so many good designers, and that's what we're doing.
It's always my favorite.
I mean, I get money, but
we'll see if any of these end up hitting the track. Hopefully they do.
Hopefully they all hit the track.
Especially,
and
the last one especially seems sketchy.
Yeah, that is a horrible run. I'm looking at it right now.
Indy's also back.
Awful.
The Oval's also back. That got announced last week. I don't know if we talked about it, but we've already said that that's
we
happening.
have talked about that a lot. Again, hope it's good.
Go rewatch any episode of Fake Racers from the last year.
Yeah, for the things that we aren't talking about that just got confirmed, Harrison Burton and Indy Oval. We talk about it a lot for some reason.
Because they're interesting.
It is.
Bottom split moment of the week. Davey, what's your bottom split moment of the week?
Man, I had a great week. I guess my bottom split moment of the week was the USRL Cup race. I just don't like driving Homestead. I didn't end up streaming it because of some headset problems. Hopefully those are fixed thanks to Homegirl once again. Hopefully those are fixed soon, and I'll get back to streaming like normal. But yeah, I mean, I finished top 5 in that race. There's like 20 some odd people there. It was fine. I just hate that track. I hate driving it. Great to watch a race. Puts on a great race. It's fun. I just stink. I'm just a big stinker at Homestead. That's my bottom split. I was bottom split at Homestead.
You said big stinker and Bristol came over.
Well, yeah, because Bristol's the biggiest stinker.
You're a stinker. My bottom split moment of the weekend goes out to Michigan State, Iowa football. That was the worst game of football I've ever watched in person. It was awful. I know neither of you would know this, but our quarterback at Michigan from 2021, and then he played here, got hurt last year. He transferred to Iowa, so it was kind of cool to go see him play. He got hurt on like the second or third drive of the game. Out for the year. Poor guy.
Oh my god.
So backup quarterback, and then Michigan State, if you haven't followed, big scandal with their former head coach, so they have an interim coach, and just they're not good. So yeah, it was not a good football game. It was the most Iowa football game ever. Iowa won on a punt return touchdown, with like 4 minutes left to go in the game. So
good lord.
Yeah, Michigan State fumbled the ball with like 2 minutes left to ice it. So, yeah, but it was really fun. Kinnick is really fun. So, that was my bottom split moment. Matt, you're up.
So my bottom split moment is I had a truly inexplicable DoorDash experience yesterday.
I love this. This is great. This is gonna be fun.
That's literally the only way I can set it up. So I was watching football and NASCAR, and I was like, I want some wings. So I went on Wingstop's website and selected the delivery thing, and I was like, cool, I'll pay the extra like $5 because I live semi near this. And DoorDash obviously fulfills the delivery part of it. I fill out my whole order, and then about 20 minutes later, I'm on Discord with some of my art friends, and I get a phone call from the town that the Wingstop is in. Normally, I don't answer phone calls from numbers that I don't recognize, but I was like, okay, this has something to do with my order more than likely, so I'm going to pick it up. And I do, and it's like an older guy, and he's like, hey, is this Matthew? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, we got a problem with your DoorDash order. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, so the guy's here to pick it up, but he won't press the confirm pickup button on his phone. I was like, what? And he was like he won't press the button. The entire time this is happening, I can hear him arguing with the DoorDash driver. And he's like, the guy's telling me that I have to press it for him. He won't press it himself. He wants me to press the button on his phone. I was like, do I need to give you permission to do this? I'm confused. And he's like, well, I don't want to press it because, like, what if this guy has, like, a criminal record or something and people are after him and he wants my fingerprints on his phone or something? I was like, I don't know, man. And he's like, well, he just left. I don't know. And I could hear the guy like storm out over the restaurant phone. And I was like, I don't know what we should do about this. And he was like, I don't know, man. This guy's being weird though. He's like, he won't confirm the order. So he just refused to pick it up and left. I was like, do you need me to come get it? Because I don't live very far away. And he was like, dude, if you come get it, I will give you so much extra food. I will just pour like whatever in your bag. And I was like, okay, I mean, you don't have to, but like, I'll just come get it. It's fine. So I get in my car and I drive up to Wingstop. It's like a 5 or 10 minute drive. And I get there. And in the time that between then, from that guy refusing to pick up my order and me getting there, another DoorDash driver came and picked it up without telling anybody. So I get there, my food's already gone, and the guy's like, where's my order for Matthew? And this girl's like, yeah, they came and picked it up. And he's like, and so he literally just gave me like a handful of brownies and an extra soda cup. He's like, dude, I'm so sorry about this. Next time you come in, I will just buy you lunch. And I was like, dude, you don't have to do it. Like, whatever. I was like, this literally isn't your fault. That dude is just being weird. And he was like, dude, I don't know what that guy's deal was, but he just straight up wouldn't. He showed up to not confirm your order. So then I drove back home, and there was food waiting on my porch.
I want to go back real quick I want to go back to the guy calling you. He said the guy won't confirm the order, and he wants him to press the button. His reasoning for not pressing the button on his phone.
This was pure speculation. He's like, I have no idea why this guy won't press the button. He's like, this is literally the only thing I can think of why this guy won't do it.
His reasoning was, what if he's a criminal and he wants my fingerprints?
He's got a warrant and he's like, I'm gonna frame this guy by getting his fingerprints on my phone.
That is
insane,
unbelievable. That is you managed to find the two weirdest people in your area to not only be your DoorDash driver but also be the worker who handled your DoorDash order, and they just happened to cross paths that day. The universe
I was just caught in the middle of it.
The universe really worked hard to get that to happen, because that is unreal. If someone said that to me on the phone, I would laugh so hard in their freaking face.
I was just like sitting there muted on Discord, just in disbelief. I was like, what is happening right now? I just want wings. And the best part, there was nothing wrong with the food. Like, it wasn't like laced with anything. It was just a true, like...
I am
so confused.
Maybe the guy wanted to steal my food, and he was like, "Oh, but if they come after me, maybe there'll be no record of me ever confirming the order if somebody else pushes the button."
That's not how that works.
So I have truly no idea how this happened.
That's what my mind went to. He was trying to take the food.
And something about him not pushing the button himself. I think he was plausible deniability, maybe.
Or maybe he didn't want to push the button. He was just gonna grab it and say, "Yeah, I'll push the button," and like walk out with the food. The guy's like, "No, I have to see you push the button." Like maybe that. I don't know.
Yeah. I have absolutely no idea.
That's crazy.
I'm like impressed at the just the wow. That's unbelievable. I'm really a fan of that.
Wow.
I'm such a fan of that.
All right, Matt. What's your road to pro moment? That's your bottom split moment.
I had a few candidates. Corey Roper was one of mine. Just all around good dude.
Yeah.
I really liked his interview afterwards. That made my day. My road to pro moment though, even though it's the off season, is motocross related. So every year the AMA assigns, like, you obviously can earn a permanent number, but the AMA assigns numbers between 10 and 99 to all of the people who finished in like the top whatever positions and points. And last year, the guy who earned number 69 was Phil Nicoletti, who's like a 15-year veteran and is just like super grumpy. He was actually my my bottom split moment of the week last week as well, when they gave him the LCQ champion number plate. Next year, the guy who earned it I don't remember if you were in VC, but earlier this year, a guy ran full throttle into a wall in the middle of a Supercross race, and then was fine, and then won the LCQ. And his name is Cody Shock, and he's number 69 next year. So the Shockers
awesome
riding number
name.
69 next year. I'm so pumped.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Gonna have to buy some merch if he makes any. But yeah, that's my Road to Pro moment. It's extremely stupid. Davey, how about you?
My Road to Pro moment is I'm gonna do. I got another soccer one, just because it's been a fun season to be a Tottenham Hotspur fan. It was a really spicy game against Liverpool at home for Tottenham Hotspur. I forget how the scoring happened, but we ended up 1-1. Liverpool had a goal disallowed because of a VAR decision. VAR, which is the video assistant referees. It's a wildly controversial device method assistant tool. Like it's made a lot of like arguments happen. It's a little bit of a mess. The people that try to use it, I don't think they know how to use it all the time. But the decision was incorrect, and everyone could kind of tell it was incorrect. It was close, but it was incorrect, and they got a goal disallowed. And then overall throughout the match, like Liverpool got 2 red cards in the match. All of those were fair, by the way. Every single one of the cards they got 8 yellow cards and 2 red cards, which is enough for a monetary fine by the Football Association in England. Almost all of them were completely fair. Some like there were some soft ones, but you get that. We had soft cards as well. But this started an absolute like tirade against the refereeing in England because Liverpool suffered this travesty and this absolute injustice enough to like millions of people made enough of a stink to where the Premier League like reffing association or whatever it's called, they like put out like a statement and apologized because they were whining so much about this goal. And that's not even my favorite part, because I love when people are mad about things that we did that are good. Because literally the last 15 seconds of the match, the like 5 minutes and 45 seconds of stoppage time of the 6 allotted minutes we had used up. Literally the last kick of the game, we put it across, and a Liverpool defender like piss missiles it into his own net. I mean, like the sound from boot to net was 0. Absolutely nothing.
God.
Like rocketed it. It went Mach Jesus into the net, and we won off of a late last second own goal to top off the fact that all the Liverpool fans were supremely angry about all the refereeing decisions. And every time I watch the own goal, I laugh. Every time I see Liverpool fans get all upset, I laugh. It's just so much fun. The refereeing problem is real. There needs to be some reform. I'm all about it. But everyone's mad at Tottenham for a thing that we can't explain. And a lot of the fun of being a soccer fan, especially of like European teams where it's largely extremely tribal, is just like absolutely just bathing in the fact that everyone hates you. I love it. Everyone hates us, and I love it. No one likes us, we don't care. It's great. It's my favorite thing. That is my Road to Pro moment. Everyone hates Spurs, as they should. Piss off.
So that reminds me of something that I gotta find the exact score of it. But basically, because you're mentioning the refs apologizing, and it reminds me of a playoff football game from 2002 where the Giants blew a 38-3 lead, or no, 38-14 lead in the final quarter. And to the the Giants blew the lead to the 49ers. And then on the last play of the game, the Giants lined up to kick a game-winning field goal to preserve, to stave off the comeback. Fumbled the snap, and then had to scramble for it, threw a Hail Mary, and then there was a flag where the Giants got called for an ineligible man downfield, which was objectively the wrong call. It should have been pass interference on the other team. The refs straight up called it wrong. It doesn't erase the fact that they squandered like a 25-point lead.
Exactly.
And the next day, the officials came out and said, yes, we blew the call. That should have been first down or offsetting penalties, and they should have got another shot at it. And Steve Mariucci, the 49ers head coach, did his press availability the next day, and they said that to him. And you know what his response was?
Oh, God, what was it?
Bummer. That's all he said. He just thought about it for a second and said, bummer. Yep.
One of the so there's a couple of Argentine players. One plays for Spurs, one played for Liverpool in that match, and one of them, ours, was celebrating the win. That player, it was probably banter, but they were like, easy to win when easy to win with 12 men or whatever, like the extra guy, like the referee. And his reply was, "Go cry at home." It's great. I loved it. I love it.
Oh my gosh.
I love when sports people be sports people.
Oh, it's good.
My road to pro moment has to go out to my Detroit Lions. They went to Green Bay.
Yeah.
They stomped a butthole in Green Bay. It was 28-3 at halftime. 27-3. It was crazy. It was 27-3, I think. I think that was the score.
It was a lot to not very much. Yeah.
I ended up only winning the game 34-21. Who cares? Lions head coach Dan Campbell. He is, when I tell you he is the most fun head coach of the NFL, that's probably some bias there, but he is. When asked about being the hunted being the hunted instead of being the ones doing the hunting, because now the Lions, for the first time since 2017, are sole possession of first in their division, he is quoted as saying, "If you're hunting us, you won't have to look far. We're going to be on your front porch."
What?
God, I love Dan Campbell.
This is the same man that said that in his introductory press conference to the city of Detroit, and let me tell you, this man was loved from day one after his intro press conference, because he threw all the mans and the all the hands. You're gonna knock us down, but we're gonna claw our way back up. You're gonna knock us down one time. We're going to get up and smile at you. You're going to knock us down a second time. We're going to bite your kneecap off. You're going to knock us down a third time. We're going to bite your other kneecap off. He has been quoted as saying, "I do not care if you have one ass cheek and 3 toes. I will beat your ass." This man is amazing.
I have a lot of head coach love to give to the current Spurs manager, but I'll save it for another road to pro.
And, it is so refreshing to have a head coach in Detroit that understands the culture of Detroit. I think it's very similar. It's like
to what I'm experiencing,
because this is a city, this is an area that bankruptcy, recession, Detroit. I don't know, man. It's all grit.
I love Dan Campbell so much.
That's awesome.
I love Dan Campbell, and quotes like that.
Me a Lions fan.
Good. You got 1 week left to jump on the wagon, and then doors are shut.
I've been on the wagon literally since the kneecaps comment. I was like, yes, I'm so down.
Davey, I don't know if you've ever seen the picture, but he was the. Oh my goodness. Anyways, sorry, I got a text, and that first off season, he was he was like the honorary starter for the Detroit Grand Prix, and they gave him a helmet, like a race car driver helmet, and he was wearing it during the press conference. Visor down and everything.
Oh yeah, I see it now.
Can you send the picture of that?
Yeah, put in creators real quick. I gotta see that.
I think this should be
awesome.
in the thumbnail, if I'm being honest.
It's got to.
Yeah.
That's Dan Campbell. So you've seen my great hat on this show before.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I absolutely adore the man. He is a wonderful person, it would appear.
Yeah, that sounds like so many similarities between what I'm feeling right now with our new current manager at Tottenham and like us, the fans and the supporters. Like there was a connection there. Like immediately, they understood the culture. They understood what we play for and how we play and how we want to play and like who we are, the identity. I love that. That's my favorite thing about sports is just that connection and that kind of like emotion that gets evoked just naturally. It's cool.
Let's evoke some more emotions because we're going to the Roval this weekend. Oh boy.
There's going to be some emotions.
I believe this is the cut race for Xfinity as well. It's also the Cup Series cut race. Is that correct?
Yes.
I know it for the Cup races, yeah.
Yes, it is for Xfinity as well.
We got Xfinity.
You know what I got to do? I have to.
Sheldon Creed.
No. Parker Kligerman.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Jordan Taylor. Yeah.
Listen, it took a lot to not do Jordan Taylor, but I need a Parker Kligerman masterclass this weekend. Woo! Girl.
Boris said in the Hendrick number 17 crew chiefed by Greg Ives coming out of retirement.
That is awesome.
I'm so pumped for this. I can't even begin to describe it.
I will take Jordan Taylor because he is in the car that is most likely has won this race the last however many years with AJ.
Yep. 3 years in a row, I think.
So cool, by the way. I love that. That's another reason I hope the Roval doesn't go away.
Sorry.
Yeah, same.
Sorry. Most likely is bye-bye Roval.
That's the worst decision.
Well,
Whack.
Cup Series Roval. Elimination race. Who's dying? You don't actually have to tell me who's getting eliminated. I don't care.
We made our predictions.
We did.
Yeah.
I'll visit that next week.
I'm gonna go with. Why is Austin Hill running the Roval? What?
So he didn't run Talladega to focus on the Xfinity Championship, but then he's running the Roval.
Or is that just a holdover from last week?
He didn't run Talladega to focus on the Xfinity Championship.
Yeah.
Could it be
more track time? I guess,
but I thought this car doesn't translate.
The only thing I can think of is because maybe they were originally on the entry list and they were a late withdrawal and they're just still a holdover.
No, they're running this race.
Are they really?
Yes.
That's
I don't
bizarre.
listen. Like when you, especially for a road course, for ovals it's different, right? But for a road course, it's not like the line changes. It's not like the braking points are extremely different. The next gen brakes very well, but it still isn't. It's not a sports car.
Yeah.
It's not an open wheel car. It's still heavy. You know, that track time is super, super, super important. Even still, even just to know your limits, to know where the apex is, or how the track is. You know, just everything.
So you're picking Austin Hill?
Oh hell no! I'm absolutely not. I'm picking Tyler Reddick.
I'm gonna take.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I'm gonna take Daniel Suarez.
Man, I thought you were going to take the other Trackhouse car, so now I'm kind of conflicted.
Do you want Daniel Suarez? Because I'll take Ross.
No, I was between Ross, but the guy I'm actually going to pick is Chris Buescher.
Honestly, my honorary mention is going to go to Ross because he has been quietly having a very strong playoff run.
And then he got wrecked this past weekend.
Talladega wreck is Talladega, but sneakily, quietly, very strong playoff run. I kind of hope he makes his way into the next round.
Oh, he'll be fun if he makes it to the next round.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's the show, right? That's the show?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. We're done.
You're a good job.
Remember, folks, like, comment, subscribe, follow us on your favorite podcast platform. Apparently, Google Podcasts is going away because that's the podcast platform I used, and now it's going away, and it's just becoming YouTube Podcasts on YouTube Music.
Yeah. Yeah, they did the same thing when they had Google Play Music. They merged it into YouTube Music.
Oh, did you guys look at your day list on Spotify?
No, I forgot.
Oh, I forgot.
It's okay. It's fine.
I did buy premium, though.
Sorry, my fault. I never do anything. I didn't mean to.
Want a break from the ads?
Okay, hang on. I searched Daylist on Spotify, and the second thing it came up with was Goblin Core Mix.
Oh.
Made for me.
But I think it's that top one that you had. If you tap that, it'll like show.
Apparently, I listen to a lot of Goblin punk music. Okay.
Is that what it is?
It's the first song is "I'm Against the Government" by Defiance, Ohio. So.
Ew, Ohio.
It's a good band though.
Okay.
Yeah, my current one is Chill Hop Boom Bap Evening. So it's just a lot of rap, a lot of hip hop.
Oh no. The first 3 songs. Okay, I just looked at my day list, and it's 2000s indie garage rock revival evening, and the first song is Holland 1945 by Neutral Milk Hotel, which is, if you've never heard that album, it's an interesting album. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Very interesting.
I'm in a warm, fuzzy feeling acoustic night. That's what I'm in.
Ooh, I bet that's nice.
It looks pretty nice. We might actually listen to that. Go to bed tonight.
I'm telling you, they don't miss.
Like, comment, subscribe, do all those things for us, and we'd appreciate it if you did. Remember, you can follow JTN2 and also the main JTN channel. That would be awesome. We got Davey and Matt's links down below if you want to get more from them. Davey should be streaming USRL this weekend on Twitch, twitch.tv/D7H5 with an ER at the end.
We'll see. Because I am going to the Roval.
Oh, never mind. He will not be streaming this weekend.
Well, I mean, we're gonna try and I don't know when the Roval race. I mean, I have made it back in time for a USRL Cup race before. After a day trip to the Roval, I've done it before. I don't know if the start time's different.
Insane.
Yeah, but I've done it before, and I'm prepared to do it again. But we'll see. I also went alone that time, and I'm not going alone this time. So
it changed things a little bit.
It might. Maybe we take separate cars.
Oh my god. Davey.
What, dude? It's a 3 p.m. race. It'll end at
5:30.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible because it's like a 5.5 hour drive. Probably like 5-ish.
What time does the race start?
Qualifying, I think, is at 10:30.
You're not making it.
If I get out of there fast, I can.
If it's a 3 o'clock start, that means it actually starts at like 3:16. It'll be a 2-hour race minimum. 5:16.
We don't know that. Could be quick. What if there's no yellows?
Well, there'll be stage yellows.
What if there's only 2 yellows?
Fair enough. There won't, but it's Xfinity.
Boris said it's going to set a new race record for how fast he can go complete the race.
What if he just skips the infield?
Yeah, he just runs the oval.
Hey, my dad like doesn't know the road course layout for the Roval, so when he did the test laps, he absolutely did that. like when you make that he got everything else right, but because that second that right hander that kind of how do I even explain this? Whatever. Anyway, with a corner that's blind,
yeah,
he like would go over that and he would you can't tell that the track turns there if you've never driven it before, and he had never driven it before, and so he's like hauling ass, like almost catching air. He got it. He ended up getting it, but the first couple laps, like, it's just so deceiving.
That's awesome.
It was really cool. I enjoyed it.
Oh, but again, folks, like, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you so much, and we can't wait to see you guys next week on the Fake Racers podcast.
Bye.